What's going on, guys? Man, welcome back to another episode. Do what you love, love what you do. Podcast powered by SFP Athletics. Man, I'm grateful. I'm humble to have. I call him my big brother now, man. Um, man, our relationship just grown over the years, man. When I was a grad student at A&T, um, coaching and just starting to find what I wanted to do with my passion. And I met somebody whose energy was just as high as mine on that basketball court. And, it was called Triple Threat, man. And Coach Lamont Whitaker, man, I appreciate you being on the show today.
No doubt, my brother. No doubt.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man, and kind of your journey moving from the DMV. We kind of switch. I'm in the DMV area now, and now you in North Carolina. So
Facts.
tell me about that journey.
Facts. The journey, man, it's had its ups and downs. First of all, Coach Lamont Whitaker, man. Most people call me Coach Whit. Um, I um, I played at Northwestern Senior High School in Adelphi, Maryland. Back in the days, I really don't like to talk about my playing career because at this stage of the game, kids don't care what you did back then.
Yeah,
they don't
right,
care what you
right.
did back then. They care what you do now. I played 2 years at Prince George's Community College back in '94, '95. And then I took a year. I went out to Miracosta College, which was JUCO in like San Diego, California, Oceanside, Escondido area. So I played out there for a year. Tore my ACL, PCL. I referred to my guys as I had the same injury that Baron Davis had before it even hit. And this was back in '95, '96 when it takes you 2 years to get over an injury. Now you can get over it in a matter of months.
Right, right.
So after that, pretty much, I stopped playing. Laid low for a good while. Just laid low. Just did work and things of that nature. And then I also got the love of the game. I was missing the love of the game. I decided to get back to it. So fast forward, I started coaching my son's AAU and middle school team. That was called the Calverton Thunder. My son would kill me if I put this out there, man. Little LJ, he killed me about it. But I started doing that. But kind of to fast forward, my family and I, we decided to move to North Carolina, and that's when you were one of the first people that I hooked up with moving down to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And lived on the south side of Raleigh. Put a little team together called Triple Threat.
Yeah.
All right.
Still got that saved in my phone.
Hey,
you say Triple Threat on that job.
Hey, did that Triple Threat thing. Then we, as years transgressed, we started to get better. The product started to get better. The players started to get better. My knowledge of the region started to get better. So we kind of moved into Team Wit, or a lot of people say Team Wit or Team Whitaker Hoops. And today, this is where we at.
Yeah. So man, that's about the journey. You holding stuff back. You got the experience coaching. I mean, you got your first college job.
Absolutely.
For me, being a coach, you coach high school as well. Tell us a little bit about the experience doing that, and somebody like me, young coach or young coaches aspiring to get into college. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I'm being modest, man, but I coached college basketball for 6 seasons. I was the head coach, assistant coach first at Vance Granville Community College. Then once that program shut down after COVID, they never reopened it back. So this shows you the love of the game. So my next job was at Patrick and Henry. That's where me and Pat, that's how we all linked up.
Yeah.
Coach Pat, that's my dog. Shout out to Coach Pat, big guy. But my journey, I lived in Henderson, and my drive every day was 2 hours and 15 minutes to Virginia, to Patrick Henry, and 2 hours and 15 minutes back. And I did that job for 2 years. And that was just because of love of the game. I didn't get paid much, but I was so intrigued of being a college coach and having that and getting that game experience. I mean, as a player, when you go from player to coach, it's a little bit different. All right, there's a little bit more things that you kind of pay attention to that makes a lot of more sense when you get a little bit up in the game.
Right.
So I was there for 2 years. Then I decided I wanted to come a little bit closer to home. So I spent the last 2.5 seasons of my 6-year journey at Central Carolina Community College. Shout out to Coach Brad, one guy who came after me before I decided to go back to high school. So I had a great 2.5 years there, and finally, it gets to the point where I love college, and I know I can get back there at any time. But then, I have daughters, and my daughters and my wife and my family, they're very, very important to me. So I got to be a little bit closer to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're getting up there. So I decided to take a high school coaching job at before I go there at Crossroads Christian.
Yep.
Crossroads Christian is actually where I'm at now. But I was there 2 years. I was the coach of the year, 2016, 2017, coach of the year. We won at a high clip. And just now, fast forward, went to another high school, coached there, did well at Henderson Collegiate. Was working at the school, but then now I'm back where it all started at a high school journey, which is Crossroads.
Wow.
I love it to death.
It came back.
It came back
to you.
Love it to death.
Man, that's awesome.
Shout out to Coach Scotty too, man. That's my guy.
Man, I love the way I follow you on social media. We talk, we connect, and man, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you and the man.
Watching the girls play, I wish they played basketball. Man, you had this conversation, but they're always around, right? I see wifey, see my sis with you, see the girls around. They all part of the process.
Yep.
Even in Caroline, y'all came to Caroline.
Yep.
They're just part of the process.
Yep.
Tell us about that, man. How does that make you feel to have that kind of support from your family like that?
Well, I'll tell you this. It doesn't get said enough. There are days that we battle, you know what I'm saying, about wanting me to be home more, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do nothing without my wife and my kids, man. That's 1,000%, man. They allowed me to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? My wife and kids, they got on me on the way over here about, you know what I'm saying, just how competitive I am and stuff like that. And I need to tone it down. But they know I'm not going to tone it down. But they know my style. They know my style. They know what I'm about. In a moment, I might not hear what they're saying, but then when I slow it down, chop it up, and realize, all right, you know what? My daughter just said something to me. She was like, you gotta be nicer. Come on, man, you can't be like that. And now, slowing it down, chopping it up, seeing E, seeing Pat, I'm like, damn, I need to go holler at these people. But that's just my nature, man. I've been as a player. I mean, I put it out there. I wasn't a great high school basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I played JV 9th, 10th, as parts of my 11th grade year. Midway my 11th grade year, my 12th grade year, that's when I started figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And that just made me hungry. So once I figured out how to stay on the court, I was like, I'm going to master this.
Right.
And that's just where we at. That's where we at. I'm just a dog in nature.
Yeah. Man, so tell me about what does it feel like to be able to see your daughter find a new passion in track and field, and you being able to coach her and seeing that and seeing my niece excel at that, how'd that come about? I feel like it came out the blue, really.
Hey, listen, I was always trying to train Samaya up on basketball, and she was good for a while until I came her coach. And when I came her coach,
it was a wrap.
It was over.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
It was over with. It was over with. But I got a great opportunity at Henderson Collegiate to start. I started off with the cross country program. I did well in that. I had great numbers with that program, and then that translated over to track and field. Now, Samaya, this is really, we'll say this is year 2, but this is really year 1 for her because she didn't really excel in it last year. She improved in steps, but this year, with the new coach at Henderson Collegiate and with me being around, she just took it to another level, man. She works hard. She doesn't give herself enough credit. As a dad, I'm coaching it up from that standpoint and that stand piece, and pretty much, man, she accomplished things that's not supposed to happen so soon in year 2. She went to regionals. She qualified for regionals in the high jump. She did good there. She made 2 of her 4 jumps at states. She has a banner. Her and another young lady that I brought them in together when I was there. they're going to have their names in the banners next year. And as a dad, man, there's no other feeling like
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
watching it. Like, okay, you don't got to do basketball or track and field.
That's
Is
what
your
we doing.
passion? Yeah, we
That's
good.
what we
I'm
doing.
riding with it.
We all in.
I'm riding with it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's jump back in this coaching thing, man.
Mhm.
Name of the show is Do What You Love, Love What You Do, man. You
Okay.
coach with a passion, man, right?
Absolutely.
And then it's like you able to turn it off, you
Yes.
know, and then go love on the boys afterwards, right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about your coaching philosophy, and what do you expect from your players, and if you're recruiting my son, you know what Coach Whitaker, what version of Coach Whitaker they gonna get?
I tell you, they're gonna get the real version. One thing about me, man, as you said, I'm about passion. I'm about passion, honesty, and trust. Those are the three things that a lot of college coaches, when they're recruiting, that they look at. Okay, do you have a passion for the game? Are you willing to do the things that are necessary to win, whether it's scoring 1 point or 24 points? All right. The trust part of it. Okay, can I trust you to make the right decisions outside of the court? Okay, because coaches can't be around players 24 hours. Okay,
Correct.
So are you making the right decisions off the court? And if you are, that's a check there. And honesty is everything, man, because it's like we can have Coach Witt is like, man, if you and I can have a disagreement as a player or whatever the case may be, you know, and if I see, say, you might be hurt or whatever, you telling me you're not hurt or whatever, that's an issue. I'm gonna look at it differently, and that goes back to trust. Okay, can I trust you to tell me the truth and be honest about something? So I've always had that. I've always had that grit. I've always had that dog. And I'll tell you a little side piece note, man. I'm from DC. All right, everybody know that. I grew up in PG County. My mom grew up in Richmond, Virginia. My mom went to John Huguenot High School. She was a basketball, tennis, and soccer star there. Her name is still in the record books, and that's one thing at Huguenot High. And that's one thing I don't talk about a lot. My mom went to Virginia State, played 2 years at Virginia State before she went off into the went off into the work field and the reserves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are just little side notes. So I think that dog that I get is coming from a single parent and my mother, you know what I'm saying, that took care of me and my sister, you know, forever. And just not being able to have all the resources that everybody else had. And that's kind of where my aggression comes with coaching. Like you see these kids now, like it's not how it was when we grew up. You know, we had to kind of fend for ourselves and things of that nature.
Right.
Some of us had, you know, most of us had single family, you know, parent households. But now in this day and age, and which is a great thing that we transcended to, that a lot of kids now have both parents.
Right.
I didn't have that. So I'm always going to have a chip on my shoulder. I'm always going to coach different. I'm always going to coach with passion. But I know, like when I slow it down.
But don't that frustrate you though, man? Like I went through it.
Man.
You know, I go through it a lot. You know, real talented kids, but it's like they know they got a fallback option. So probably with you growing up, like basketball, you probably think it was your only ticket. You know, ticket out. So, like, man, how you coaching them up? A kid to use that passion, play your hardest, give 110%. Like you gotta coach that now. Like when me and you played, like that was the bare minimum.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't play hard, coaches. But now if you don't play hard and I sent you on the bench, you want to transfer.
Facts.
So I mean, how are you making those adjustments?
Man, I'm telling these kids, man, what is your end game? What is really your end game? Because let's be honest, man, a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying, they play. Only a certain amount of kids go to the NBA. All right. So what you got to do is, man, if you want to be a successful businessman or businesswoman, you got to use that ball to get that degree in order to get that paper. And that's longevity. Now, when you start having family and kids and stuff like that, big time responsibilities, now it's not as hard from somebody who didn't listen and thought that their end goal was, all right, I'm going to be this, I'm the top ranked this, top ranked that, and I'm going to the NBA. It don't work out that way.
Yeah,
and that's what I try to tell these kids. I got a kid like that now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, super talented. But I told him, what is your end game? What is your fallback plan? All right. You can use it, but you got to use it the right way. And that's it, man. I don't have my coaching philosophy is a lot of love and a lot of honesty.
Right.
That's what it all boils down to. I love the game, but I want to be honest and transparent about where we going and what we doing here.
Man, but I appreciate you being on the show again. Do what you love what you do.
I love the path.
Man, I appreciate you. One last thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Did you have the Knicks beating the Spurs?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you know, hey, listen, it's a young team. They're gonna get a couple.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a couple before it's all said and done. It was New York's time. As a basketball fan, man, I love what New York did. New York played with a lot of heart. They couldn't. San Antonio tried to fluster Jalen Brunson. It just did not work because he comes from a solid background.
Yeah, dog.
And it's like, what do you do? So you can't get him. Who else you gonna go after? OG. OG's built for it, man. He's a silent assassin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I loved it. It was a great final. I think San Antonio will bounce back, but good stuff in New York too.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. Hey, this podcast will be on our YouTube channel. It will be on Apple and Spotify. So y'all check out me and Coach Whitaker, Coach Witt, Team Witt, my big bro, man. I appreciate you coming through. Y'all back to playing the championship.
Absolutely.
So hopefully I'm tagging this with a championship post. All right, we out.
Absolutely. Peace, man.